Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. I'm Angela Bingham, Chair of the FASPEN Selection Committee and a clinical professor at St. Joseph's University, Philadelphia College of Pharmacy. Today, we're discussing a meaningful opportunity within our professional home, becoming a Fellow of ASPEN. This designation goes beyond titles or status. It's really about service. It reflects a long-standing commitment to advancing the field of nutrition support and contributing to the mission and values we share through ASPEN. Before we begin, I want to share that attending this session doesn't guarantee selection as a fellow. Our goal is to walk you through the process and give you the tools to consider whether pursuing FASPEN is the right next step for you, based on how you've contributed so far and how you hope to continue making an impact in our field. We hope you find this overview to be both informative and encouraging. Let's review some of the key reasons why someone might consider applying to become a Fellow of ASPEN. First and foremost, it's a way to advance evidence-based practice and nutrition support. When fellows share their work, mentor others, or lead initiatives, it helps create a ripple effect. The designation gives you a platform to contribute more visibly, not for personal recognition, but to move the field forward. Second, while many of us are uncomfortable with the idea of recognizing our achievements, this process invites us to pause and reflect, not to elevate our egos in the process, but to honor the collaborative work we've done and to inspire future leaders to do the same. Becoming a fellow also broadens your professional network. The opportunity to engage with colleagues from other disciplines across different practice settings and career stages adds a richness to our work. Nutrition support is inherently collaborative, and the FASPEN community reflects that. Yes, the Fellow of ASPEN designation represents the highest honor within our organization. You can use the credential after your name, and it's shared through different ASPEN channels, and it can raise your visibility, but not for visibility's sake. Rather, so that others who share your values and goals can find you, and so that your institution knows that this work matters and that it's recognized nationally. You'll also receive a plaque, and there's an annual breakfast at the ASPEN Science and Practice Conference. But those things are symbolic in nature. They represent belonging to a community that's rooted in our values of quality, discovery, integrity, interprofessionalism, diversity, and health equity. That's really what this is about. Being a FASPEN means joining a community of professionals who've committed themselves to service and improvement and who are continuing to show up to advance nutrition support, not because it's required, but because it's needed. Let's shift now to what it means to hold this designation. Becoming a Fellow of ASPEN is an honor, but just as importantly, it's a responsibility. Fellows are expected to remain active members of ASPEN, not just in name, but in ongoing engagement. This designation isn't a final milestone, it's a deeper commitment to the mission of advancing clinical practice, research, education, and advocacy in nutrition support. A key part of that is mentoring. Many of us are here today because someone took the time to encourage us, answer our questions, or invite us to the table. As a fellow, you have the opportunity as well as the responsibility to pay forward by supporting others on their path. We also ask fellows to be thought leaders. That doesn't mean you have to be the loudest voice in the room. It means being intentional about sharing what you've learned, challenging assumptions, and modeling integrity and collaboration. Fellows are also encouraged to support the Rhodes Research Foundation. This isn't just about funding, it's about investing in the future of nutrition science and in the early career professionals who will carry this work forward. You'll also have opportunities to help identify and sponsor future fellows. That's part of how we sustain this community, by recognizing potential in others and supporting their development. Participation in FASPEN-sponsored programs is another way to stay connected, contribute ideas, and help shape the direction of our initiatives. And of course, all fellows are expected to follow ASPEN's Volunteer Code of Conduct, which reflects the values and professionalism we aim to uphold. Next, we will review prerequisites of becoming a Fellow of ASPEN. Let's take a closer look at the eligibility requirements for FASPEN. To be considered, applicants must have been ASPEN members for at least 5 years and must have served in a national volunteer role for a minimum of 2 years. These are key criteria, and these expectations reflect the idea that FASPEN recognizes sustained engagement, ongoing contributions over time rather than one-time involvement. In addition to these two baseline criteria, applicants must also document at least 25 cumulative points through their contributions to ASPEN, their work in clinical nutrition, and any relevant certification. Points from ASPEN contributions can include things like committee work, educational activities, and authorship. Up to 25 points from ASPEN-related activities can be counted. Up to 10 points can come from broader clinical nutrition contributions. These would be contributions external to ASPEN, like presenting at another nutrition conference or nutrition-related precepting or teaching. And these points reflect the impact you're making in patient care and professional development outside of the organization itself. Lastly, certifications also count toward the total. These reflect professional expertise and dedication to high standards in our field. This is intended to be a holistic process, and we look at the full picture of involvement. Whether you've led committees, presented research, taught others, or contributed in other ways, your story matters, and we want to capture all of your accomplishments. In your application, you'll want to be as thorough as possible to ensure we evaluate all your contributions. While you'll need at least 25 cumulative points to meet eligibility for this designation, you would also include contributions that would exceed that point total for full consideration by the selection committee. Let's walk through how your contributions translate into points. First, let's review what counts toward the minimum 15 points required from ASPEN contributions. And remember, you can earn up to 25 points in this category toward eligibility. Contributions to ASPEN serve as the foundation for recognition as a fellow, but these contributions can take on many different forms. For example, if one served on the ASPEN membership committee, they would receive 1 point per year of service. Whereas if the contributions were in areas like leadership as chair of a committee or as a section leader, you would earn 2 points per year. We recognize that contributions to local ASPEN chapters help support the broader organization's mission, so points are awarded for this involvement too. Serving as a local ASPEN chapter board member earns 1 point per year of service. You can also earn points for poster and oral presentations delivered at the ASPEN Nutrition Science and Practice Conference, which is another important way of sharing your expertise. Similarly, participating as a webinar presenter for ASPEN or an ASPEN chapter is awarded 1 point per presentation. Publishing within ASPEN's journals of JPEN or NCP is highly valued, with point contributions based on your authorship role. Contributions to ASPEN publications are also awarded points. Receiving an ASPEN National Award is certainly a marker of excellence, and candidates would receive 3 points per award. Points are also awarded for receiving an Aspen Rhodes Research Foundation grant or sustained membership beyond 15 years. You can also earn up to 10 points toward eligibility from contributions to clinical nutrition. This category represents ways you've broadly advanced clinical nutrition outside your involvement in ASPEN. These external activities include presenting, publishing, teaching, precepting, participating in grants, or serving as a leader for organization or events outside ASPEN, but related to clinical nutrition. Similar to the last category, points are awarded for your specific areas of contributions. Certifications further validate your expertise and commitment. While not required for applicants, credentials such as being a board-certified nutrition support pharmacist, certified nutrition support clinician, among other certifications, can strengthen your application. These certifications show a dedication to continual learning and high standards, both of which are at the core of what it means to be a FASPEN. And there's certainly recognition that certifications that are available across professions vary. As a next step, we'd like to review sponsorship and referrals as part of the process. Each applicant will need a sponsor who is a current fellow, along with a second recommendation. The second recommendation can come from another ASPEN fellow, ASPEN member, or colleague who can attest to the individual's contributions. These endorsements should come from colleagues who know your contributions well. They're not just a formality. They offer insight about how your work is perceived and valued within the professional community. Importantly, selection committee members, board members, and family members cannot serve as sponsors or recommenders to ensure fairness and objectivity. As next steps, applications for the class of 2026 are due July 31st. If considering pursuing, you'll want to reflect, prepare, and reach out to mentors and colleagues. We encourage you to scan the QR code or visit the provided link to complete a short interest survey. This helps us know how we can support you in the process. We'll be hosting a live Q&A to answer more of your questions. Whether you're just beginning your ASPEN journey or have contributed years to the organization, your engagement matters. If becoming a Fellow of ASPEN is one of your professional goals, we want to help you grow and develop within the organization to achieve this outcome. A community of fellows that's committed to service, scholarship, and mentorship can drive real progress in nutrition support and elevate the field for future generations. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all you do for our profession.